Hello, 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 and welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. Your host, unapologetically Angela. Welcome to a beautiful, chilly Tuesday. I'm not sure where you are, but here in Memphis, it's a little nippy and it's getting nippier. I hope all are well. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another amazing journey into other people's lives. I take the people that I choose very seriously because I follow them. I believe in their vision and who and how they represent themselves on social media. And this young lady, I don't even know if she knew that I've been following her a while. Just watching how she carries herself, watching how she reaches out to other people and offers her healing, offers her advice, just offers just how she handles life as a suggestion for people. I don't know if she considers herself a life coach or not, but she's doing a good job at whatever it is, whatever label she wants to put on herself. So I thought it'd be fitting because we are entering in what typically everybody considers the holiday season to talk to a young lady who practices on a regular basis working out and reflecting and just sharing her journey publicly with the people. So I'm going to let her introduce herself. I see her over here smiling and cheesing. Let's go ahead and bring my guest. A lot of you already know her. Hello, gorgeous lady.
Hi. Okay, first of all, I already kind of teary-eyed from the introduction myself.
Okay.
Woo!
Don't be serious.
First, thank you for having me. Thank you for watching me and following me and just being able to admire me. Like, thank you.
So let me say this first. How do you prefer to be addressed? Because I see what you have here. I know who you are on Facebook. So what do people call you?
That's a funny question. So it depends on what walk of life people met me in, right? Okay. So my family, they call me Dee Dee. I'm Dee Dee to my family. People who know me originally through social media, most of those people know me as Denitria, and people who I've met probably like in the last 2 years know me as Danae. So it just kind of depends on when they met me. But I go by all of those names. So either one works for me. Yeah.
Since that's what you put on your screen, I'm going to refer to you as Danae.
Yes, ma'am. That works for me.
So talk to us, Danae. Are you from Memphis?
I am from Memphis, born and raised. Yeah. Nice. In the Whitehaven area specifically.
Okay. Yeah, you Whitehaven people are very proud of the Haven.
Yes, we love the Haven. I know specifically.
Okay. So give us a little bit about your upbringing.
My upbringing. So anybody who knows me know I have a huge family. I have 12 siblings. I have 2 stepmoms. I have a dad. I have my mom. So we have a pretty big family. We have 16 nieces and nephews and counting. But my upbringing is very untraditional. It's very untraditional. So my dad, he was, of course, head of the household. What he said goes. Like, it's like he laid down a law of the land and we must abide by it. And essentially that's just kind of how we were raised, and he implemented what he implemented, and it just kind of fell down, the line from there. We went to schools in our actual neighborhoods because we actually walked to and from school. We were those kids that you saw every day walking to school, walking home from school. Like, we played sports. I played, so I was a cheerleader. Most people don't know that about me. I was a cheerleader when I was younger. And then when I got to middle school, I was playing basketball and volleyball. And then when I got in high school, I added track and field, cross country. And then my senior year, I actually played softball. So I was like always active. And then you throw on top of that an honor roll student. Plus I was in the FBLA and student council and other things like that. So I kept pretty busy throughout my upbringing. So yeah.
Okay. So where do you fit in the 12 siblings?
I always have to think about this. I'm 6 from the bottom. So I have five. Yeah. So I have 5 younger siblings. But it's interesting. A lot of people, when they meet me, just based off how I act, a lot of people think that I'm older. They think that I'm one of the oldest or the oldest sibling. They're like, you just act so mature. And I'm like, well, I'm my mom's second oldest child. And so I kind of had to grow up fast,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But like at 5, I moved with my dad. And then that's when the rest of the bunch came into the picture. So that's when the rest of the bunch came in. So, it had to be, I mean, if you could imagine, it was pretty interesting, like going from my mom, and she was pregnant at the time, and, I was the only daughter, and then it was 3 boys. So going from being raised by your mom and you're the only girl, so I was spoiled rotten. I got whatever I wanted.
Right.
Like I essentially got whatever I wanted, but my mom, she didn't let me slide with stuff either. She was hard on me about stuff. I had to grow up, but if it was a difference between me or the boys getting it, I got it.
Wow. Okay.
It was me every time. And I love that. So transitioning from living at home with my mom, a single parent household, to going with my dad and my stepmom, it was a big transition. And it took me a minute to kind of, get into that new lifestyle, I'll say.
And you said you moved when you were 5?
Yep. I was about 5 years old. Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Were there siblings already there when you moved in with your dad?
So we all ended up moving into a new house together.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it was real. My dad's, he's nothing if he's not smooth. It was real smooth. He we basically all kind of met each other. And then we ended up going to this house. He would take us house hunting all the time and just kind of show us houses and stuff like that. Like, oh, and we get all excited and be happy. Like, oh, this house is so big and so pretty. This and that. And so this one house he had already got, but we didn't know. And so we just looking in the house and we looking at all the bedrooms. We like, it's upstairs or downstairs. It's a really big backyard, a decent sized front yard, 2-car garage. We're looking at all this stuff and we're just like, man. But then we was like trying to tell ourselves, don't get your hopes up. We ain't about to get this house like same way we didn't get the other ones. Like, and then, we get ready to leave and then he's telling us we're home. We're like, what? Like, stop kidding. Like, it's,
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like straight out of a movie. Straight out of a movie. I'm like, this can't be real. Like, yeah, and to this day, we still own, my stepmom still owns that home. Like,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay. So how would you describe yourself now?
That's a good question. How would I describe myself now? So I'm very big, just kind of like you said, I'm very big on health. Like, so I work out often. I actually just restarted my year journey of working out every day. I'm on day 33, I think. And so I am a yoga instructor. I am a tarot reader. I am learning to accept the fact that I am a psychic. It took me a minute to I'm still kind of flowing with that, but every time I be like, no, I'm not spirit be like, yes, you are. And I'd be like, no, I'm not. And they be like, girl, yes, you is. And I'm like, okay, well, so yeah. I'm big on health. And it took me so long to just, accept and not fully acknowledge that for myself, because I'm that person where if people try to come to me and vent and complain and just have a pity party, I'm the person where I'm gonna listen. I'll listen to you, but eventually I'm gonna start throwing some solutions, some resolves, you know what I'm saying, to those different situations. And then if you keep trying to throw a pity party, that lets me know you just want to have a pity party and I don't want to be invited. Uninvite me.
Take back my invitation.
Yeah. Uninvite me from your pity party. And just kind of like how you said, I did not know that you were already following me and watching me and stuff. I am a very humble behind the scenes kind of person. And so a lot of people be surprised when they find out that I'm a Leo. Because a lot of people, they're like, Leos are usually flashy and da-da-da-da-da-da. And now, granted, don't get me wrong. If you ask my family, they know. They know. They've seen the other side. But like I tell people, I'm like, I try not to, you know what I'm saying, be that asshole unless I need to be. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people don't know that I'm a Leo just because I am behind the scenes, like with a lot of stuff. Like people come into my inbox for help, assistance, and whatever, and I just give it. You know, a lot of the times there's no money exchange. There's no nothing. Like people come to me for different ways of healing and growing, and I'm right there to give it to them. And a lot of people like, you do it for free and just da-da-da. And I'm like, it's a part of my purpose. And for me, it's just like, it's so hard to put a number on that. Like, how do you quantify, you know, helping somebody gain their mental health or emotional stability or, you know what I'm saying, physical? How do you put a number on that? And so that has probably been like my biggest thing. Like, I'm like, I just want to help people. I just love, you know, helping people. And so,
that's very interesting that you say that, because, you know, there are two young ladies in my life who are amazing healers, such as yourself, and they struggle with deciding or figuring out how to put a dollar sign or a value to their service. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and it's difficult because it's like you, okay, like it's like on the one hand, it's like, okay, I understand I have to make a living, but to me, it kind of feels like I'm using their downfall or, you know, their experience of what they're going through in their life to create the life. And it's just like in my head, I'm like, okay, like I know I have to survive. I know I got to eat, right? But then it's just like, do I got to use them in the process? Like, that's where my mind, you know, that's
it as an offering.
Yeah. And that's what I had to learn. And so I do like, but that's where I was, you know, that's where I was like. And so I kind of, that was the biggest battle and struggle that I'm still kind of, you know, getting over right now. Like, but
can you remember when you finally or had a aha moment where it was like, oh, I'm slightly different, or I have a gift? Where did this come from?
My whole life. No, seriously. I can't think of like, let me see. Like, I know, like when I was like really little, like people, like it was this one time where my siblings and everybody had got a whooping, right? I don't remember what it was that happened. I didn't get a whooping though. And I remember my dad, he just kind of pulled me over to the side and he was just like, you're special. And he was like, I need you to understand. He's like, you're special. And he literally, and he was serious. And I was just like, okay, whatever. Is this going to get me out of a whooping? Like in my head, I'm like, is this going to get me out of a whooping? You know? And so like, that's what it went. But like thinking like, and having moments like that, like throughout my life. And then like throughout like middle and high school, like teachers would pull me to the side and like talk to me and be like, you know, your mindset is very different. You don't think like other people your age, or, you know, you don't operate the same as other people. And I'd be like, okay, y'all supposed to say that. You're my teachers. You know, you're supposed to. And then like once I started doing yoga and meditating, which was back in 2015, 2016, something like that. I started having more of those aha moments where I started like putting two and two together. And I was like, okay, they really meant what they were saying. Like, I am actually special. Like, my mindset is that, because I would see other people and how other people would think. And I'd be like, well, did it not click for you that was a bad idea before you did that? And then I had to realize that it's not, they don't have that gift because I'm very good at foreseeing things. Like, you know how in a movie, like you can see, like you can watch, it's like this accident is getting ready to happen. You're like, oh no, don't turn, don't go. Like I do that like in life, like in real time. And I'd be like, don't do that. That's a bad idea because X, Y, and Z is going to happen. And then people, of course, they don't listen, which is understandable. And then they'll come back and they'll be like, how did you know? How did you know that was going to happen? I'm like, I tried to tell you. I tried to. And so like, it's been, a process, like learning how to balance that too. Like, cause sometimes I give my opinion or my advice where people didn't ask for it. And a lot of people don't like that. And so that has been a struggle too, like me having to learn how to wait for people to come to me unless it is extremely urgent. Like, unless it's extremely urgent, I just wait for people to come to me. Like, and that has been a life changer as far as like my peace and my own mental. So I'm like, I want to save you. Like, I see you getting ready to walk into the fire pit, but it's just like, can't help you if you don't want to help yourself. Like, but that's been big for me. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever come in a situation where someone, we're always considered weird or dark, or had to face that and not necessarily explain yourself, but in an uncomfortable situation? Because when people are different, people don't really take different well.
Ooh. Honestly, like my family, I'm completely misunderstood by my family. They're like, she thinks she's perfect and she thinks she knows it all. She thinks she's this and da, da, da. And like when I was growing up, I was always that child who was so happy and cheerful and full of life. Like could nothing hold me down, could nothing hold me back. Like I was that child. And a lot of people didn't like that. It was just like, you can't be this happy all the time. And I'm just like, well, why not? Like, I just love me. And like, I want to share some of this with you too. Like, come on, let's go be happy together. Like,
right.
A lot of people didn't like that. And then it would be certain times where I remember we would be on the way to my stepmom's house. And I'd just be in the back of the car, just by myself, sitting back there. Everybody else is in the front part of the car. I'm in the back. And I'd just be sitting back there talking to myself. And they'd turn around and look at me like, and I'd come out of my zone because I'd be in my own little zone. And I'll come out of my zone and they'll be looking at me like, are you back there? Who are you talking to? And I'd be like, myself. And they start laughing. They're like, she's just trying to get some attention. I'm just like, no, stay out of our conversation. Me, myself, and I are having a moment right now. And I would always get called weird for doing like little stuff like that. And it's just like, in my head, it was like, I'm just being me. Right. I'm just doing like, and even to this day, like I do stuff like that. Like if I go places, my sister be like, you gonna wear that? Or she'd be like, you gonna take that in there with you? And I'd be like, why not? I'm like, only thing they can do is tell me is I can't come in there with it. Like, that's all I can do. I mean, that's all they can do. But I'm like, I didn't realize like how confident I was, because I used to feel like I just wasn't a confident person until I didn't realize until I got around other people who weren't confident. And I'd be like, you really worry that much about what other people think? You really worry that much about how they feel about you? And it's just like, what are they doing for you to make you worry that much, to make you care that much? Like, and for a minute, like I had kind of got caught on to that. Well, I was just like, well, maybe I'm supposed to. And I'm just like, no, you Didi, honey. Like, like you Didi, like don't let that stuff, get you down or whatever. And so like once I, was able to let go of it, I was just like, because when I remember when I was little, I was a very vulnerable person, like just open and just honest about whatever, and they're like kids are so, I was that kid that would say that weird stuff. I was that kid who would just do random whatever kind of. I was that kid, but you ain't gonna make me feel bad about it. But eventually, like the sideways looks and comments and stuff like that, because when you have so many siblings who view you as weird or different or crazy, like constantly getting those sideways looks and remarks and comments and stuff like that, they eventually start to weigh on you. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna keep putting myself in a predicament or a situation where I'm gonna allow them to continue to make me feel this way. So my answer or my solution was to eventually close myself off. And so I didn't realize that that's what I was doing at the time, but I eventually closed myself off emotionally. So I'm like, y'all aren't gonna be able to hurt me anymore. I'm not gonna give y'all permission to do that anymore. So I'm like, I'll just close myself off. And it took me leaving and going to college and realizing just how closed off I was emotionally and mentally. And then when I came back home in 2018 after college, they thought I was the same person that left. No, this is a new Dee. This is a new day. This is a new day. Like, so like it took me leaving to have that experience for me to, and I know people say this and it sounds so cliche, but I literally found myself in college. I found myself in college, and it was such a beautiful experience. Like, it really was.
Nice. So give me an example of what your workout looks like aside from yoga.
Aside from yoga, workout. So tomorrow is Wednesday. It's a full body workout day. So I'm going to do cardio. Plus, I usually do targeted exercises like arms, legs, butt, shoulder, and abs. So I'll choose 3 different ab workouts, and I'll do 3 different sets of those ab workouts. I'll run a mile or 2 as my cardio, or I'll do 1,000 jump ropes as my cardio. And then I'll do the same thing for arms and legs and butt. I'll choose 3 different exercises, and I'm going to do them in 3 different sets. And so I'm working my entire body. And then when I work out, I always try to keep it new and interesting and fresh and fun. And so I always try to do things that are, fun as well. Like, I try not to just be at home doing with the crunches and just like, I'm gonna go to a swimming pool, I'm gonna go swim, I'm gonna go to the skating rink, I'm gonna go skate, I'm gonna go do some stuff that's fun and exercise at the same time. Like, some days I'll just be outside playing with the kids for 2 hours straight. That's my exercise. We're running around playing hide and go seek, freeze tag, and whatever else that games they create, right? So for me, like, the key to stay healthy and to want to work out is to continue to make it fun and switch it up. Like, if every day you wake up and do the same thing, it's going to get tiring. It's going to get boring. Like, switch it up, make it different, make it fun and interesting. So that's just an example. Like, now on a lighter workout day, I might just do 4 sets of whatever. Like, one day I'll just focus on legs. I'll do light cardio, and then I'll do 4 different leg workouts, 4 different sets. So that's usually like a 30-minute exercise. Like, and so that usually, helps keep me pretty fit and in shape.
So how do you go about choosing these? Are you looking on YouTube? How are you coming up with these exercise choices?
I grew up working out and stuff like that, and so I'm privy to a lot of different workouts. I don't usually know the name of the workouts, but I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna do this today because I'm trying to work this part of my, and it also depends on like what part of my whatever I'm trying to work. If I'm trying to work my outer obliques, I know I need to get down here and do some Russian twists. That's gonna get them out, and then if I'm trying to work certain parts of my arms, then I know what type of exercises that I need to do too. Especially because a lot of my workouts are usually at home. A lot of people be surprised when I tell them I don't go to the gym like that. I'm at home, and the things that I do is consistent. And then the big part about a healthy lifestyle is less about your workout, but more about what you're putting into your body. Like, so, but yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about your, I hate to use the word diet, but your eating routine.
My eating routine. So right now, I'm getting into what is called intermittent fasting. And so on Saturdays, I don't I juice. I literally juice. I juice on Saturdays until 4 o'clock, and then I'm allowed to have a dinner meal uh, after 4, and then I don't eat anything usually after 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And then Sundays I fast until 6. I eat a dinner meal, and then I don't eat anything else after 8 o'clock. Um, and then like just throughout the week, um, I make sure that I'm eating plenty of fruits and vegetables and things like that. I literally have it written out on my wall right above my bed. So I have no excuse about, oh, I forgot. No, I don't have any excuses. It's written on the bed, right in front of my bed. It's written in the kitchen. And so that kind of helps me, like when I'm looking at that bag of popcorn and I'm like, okay, you don't need that. Like, this is not cheat day. Like, you don't get to have that. And so another thing that helps too, though, is to keep healthy snacks. And so like when you fall off and you do have that weak moment, you have healthier options, you know what I'm saying, for you to fall off into, right? So, yeah, I make sure that I'm drinking plenty of water, eating my fruits and vegetables, and then that matched with, a healthy workout regimen. Like, life has been good. I've been having so much energy. I've been having so much energy. It feels so good. Like,
Nice. So lastly, let's talk about your yoga journey. How did this come about and then led you to a yoga instructor?
Ooh, that's a great question. Okay, so I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I did yoga for the first time in like 2015, but it was probably like once or twice. And I was just like, let me just try it out and see what it's about. And then I probably had a bad experience because my mindset, growing up playing sports and stuff like that, is I can do whatever the heck I want to do when I get ready. So I went in trying to do this long hour yoga, whatever. Next day, woke up through. Body was just like, what in the heck? Right. And so then it was like probably a year before I came back and tried it again. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to just try like, a 30-minute exercise or whatever this time. And then I ended up doing it for like a few days or whatever in a row. And I think I did a position or something like that wrong, threw myself off. Like, it's like almost another year before I started back. Now, mind you, none of this stuff I wasn't posting any of this on social media. I wasn't big on social media at this time, but it was in 2017. I started back doing yoga again. And then in June, it was June 25th, I committed myself to doing yoga for an entire year. So I did yoga every day from June 25th of 2017 until July 5th of 2018. And so that's just over a year. I did it every single day. In that year, I learned so much about myself, mentally and emotionally. Like, I would just have those moments where I used to work at Zaxby's, and like as I was going through my year of yoga journey, I was at Zaxby's one day, and a customer, or I don't remember if it's a customer or one of the other employees, had said something to me, and I literally like closed my eyes and took a deep breath. And my friend looked at me and she was like, Denitria, like, what are you doing? And I just took about 3 or 4 more deep breaths. And then I responded to whoever or whatever somebody had said to me. And then she was just like, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah. I was like, I needed a moment. I was like, that was about to get the ugly version. I was like, I needed to calm myself back down and take a moment. And like, I started to have, like, throughout that journey, like, that since 2017, like I've had so many moments like that where I'll have to check myself. Now, even further than that, I will say some people are going to continue to test you. Some people are going to continue to try you. And my thing with that is I always walk away. I let people know, like, not today, leave it alone. And I walk away. I do my part. Now, I used to feel bad when I used to go off on people, but I'm like, now it's like, if I checked off all of my boxes, if I kept walking away, if I asked you consistently to leave me alone, if I asked you to stop messing with me and you keep picking and prodding and picking and prodding, I'm only human. I'm not Jesus. I can't keep turning the other cheek. I ain't got 70 times 70 or whatever the scriptures say. I don't got it. You got about 3 good times out of me. And then after that, God help you. God help you, because I can't do it. So yeah, this journey and this experience, like especially of like the last 2 years, I have had to learn and unlearn and relearn so many things. And I remember like I at first would be so frustrated because I would have so many short-lived relationships with people. And I'd be like, man, I thought we were going to be friends forever, like, or at least friends for a long time. And I'm like, that relationship lasted 5 months, 3 months, 8 months. I'm like, God, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I doing? And like, literally, I had to realize, like, not everybody is going to be as intentional and specific about their growth and healing. And so it's just like, okay, everybody's not going to grow. Everybody's not growing and evolving and healing, and loving the way that you are. Like, even my friends that I have now, I tell them all the time, I'm like, I love people for who they are right here and now. And I was like, I don't care who you used to be. You could have been whoever you used to be. I'm like, I'm going to love you right here and now. Like, and if I can't do that properly, then I'm going to remove myself, But I have just enjoyed this whole experience. Like, I get to learn my body. I get to learn my mind and my emotions. I'm like, okay, Didi, why did you just start crying out of nowhere? like just learning how to process and deal with that. It's been such a beautiful experience, like just getting to know myself on that level and to be able to help other people be able to do the same. I love it. Like, I really do.
That's so nice. So what do you see next for yourself?
What do I see next for? Ooh, that's a great question. What do I see next for myself? So one, I am in the middle of writing my first novel, if we're going to call it. It's the first, right. It is the first book in my trilogy series. I'm not going to tell y'all the name just yet, but it is the first book in my trilogy series. Should everything go right, it will be being released next year. Fingers crossed, right? And so I have a passion for writing, and so I want to travel the world and be a motivational, inspirational speaker, somebody who can help people heal. And I just thought the best way for me to do that before I even start to travel is to do that right here and now in each moment. And that's why I'm so intentional about helping people however I can. So I have a book that's going to be coming out next year. And then hopefully I'll be able to have my yoga studio and stuff open by next year as well. So those are just some of the smaller things I'm doing, because my hands are usually tied into a lot of stuff. But 365 Straight is the page that I have. It's all about health and healing, where health meets wealth. So if y'all would like, if y'all are looking for a loving, healing, growing atmosphere of individuals, then go join the page. Right now, we're in the middle of our 30-day jump rope challenge, and this is this is actually day 2 of our 30-day jump rope challenge. And then we're doing I just started a new segment on there called Dear Diary. Um, yes, I'm so excited about it. The Dear Diary segment is just basically a place and a space for people to be able to um, heal and grow through not only their own experiences but other people's experiences as well. We a lot of the times don't realize just how writing something down can help heal us, or telling our story can help heal us, or hearing someone else's story can help to heal us, right? And so that's a big part of the plan for Dear Diary, using, whatever, and it's whatever you would like to write about. It can be, or it's in whatever form you would like to write in. It could be a mini book, it could be a short story, it can be a poem, it could be a song, right? It could be a video of you reciting something or your experience, and just using that to help yourself and potentially help others as well. So I'm really excited to see how that transforms over time. So,
and what's the page again?
It's 365 straight, 365 the word straight on Facebook. Yeah.
365 straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 365 space and then the straight, STRAIGHT.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lastly, talk to me about the production you were just in.
Okay. I almost forgot about that. Yes. Okay. So your girl was just in her first play. It was a hip hop musical. So first, my experience, it was my first time. So of course I was soaking up everything. Like, I'm just enjoying every bit of every moment. Like, rehearsals were high energy and beautiful, and everybody, like, and I know people say this, but like literally everybody was so loving and so caring and so willing to give and do and be for each other. Like, being in a space like that was, I can honestly say, like, that was probably one of the first for me, where everybody, aside from an organization I work with called Creative Underground, but that was like essentially one of the first times that I was in a space where it was that, where you could literally, how you can feel the love, you could feel the good energy and the intensity. And like it was like every rehearsal, it got better and better and better, right? And then so the actual day of I surprised myself. I thought I was going to be nervous. I didn't allow my nerves to weigh on me, because like before, and so I'm a spoken word artist as well. So before I get on stage and perform, like, I would always get nervous, and then I would overthink, and then I'd end up messing up, right? So this particular time, I kept telling myself, I'm like, okay, no offense to the audience or anything, but I'm like, who the hell are they? They're people just like you are. So I'm like, why are you getting nervous to do anything in front of them? Like, and I'm literally telling myself this. I'm like, go out there. I'm looking at myself in the mirror in the dressing room. I'm like, go out there, have fun, enjoy yourself the same way you've done in every rehearsal since August, since you started rehearsing, and go out there and enjoy yourself. And when I tell you, I went out there, nerves was non-existent. I literally went out there and had fun. And I've heard people say, like, oh, just go out there and enjoy yourself. Don't be nervous. Don't be da-da-da. Like, that was my first time actually experiencing that for myself. And I was like, it's so liberating. Like, and like, when I tell you, like, after the play, like, I was just like, all the emotions poured down on me. Like, like the tears would not stop. When I walked out, my friend was like, Day, like screaming and yelling. And I looked like, and she had flowers in her hand. This is my first time getting flowers. And so I'm just taking in the whole moment. Like, she brought me flowers, and I'm just like, thank y'all so much for coming. And like, the more I talked, the more the tears came. Like, thank y'all so much. She's like, we gotta go. But she was like, you did so good. Like, I'm so proud of you. So like, thank you. Like, and then I hit the corner, and I walked out like towards the exit. And then my cousin, she starts calling my name. She's like, Demetria. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank y'all like it was my cousin and her husband and her mom. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, thank God for coming. And it was just like random. The part that got me was the random, like not random, but the strangers who were just walking up to me like, you were so good. You were so beautiful out there. You did such an amazing job. And I'm just like, thank you so much. Everything was just making me cry. Everything was making me cry worse. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, but it was such a beautiful experience. Janita did such an amazing job with writing it. Taylor did a heck of a job directing it. Jessica Ray, she was the lead in the play. She was a beautiful, like, throughout the entire experience. Like, and I was just in amazement to watch how we took a play that has never been performed before, and in less than 3 months, we put it on stage and left it there. Like, left it there. And like, I couldn't have asked for a better first experience. Like, it's going to be hard to top that, you know? It's going to be hard to top that.
Well, let me say thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. You're such a free-flowing person to me. And so I appreciate that. And I love when people are genuine. I love when people are a true reflection of the things that they post. I say that often, and that doesn't happen often. So continue to do your work. You're an amazing person. Don't overspend yourself.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's all I'm gonna say.
I get it. And one thing I did learn about myself though, like my mouth is a gold mine. Like, I'm so mature and I don't even notice it because it's a norm for me.
Right.
As soon as I start talking, other people are just like, oh my gosh, say that again. Break that down for me. And I just be like, huh? Like, and they just be like, girl, how old are you? I'm like, 26. Like, I was in an engagement where it was like 35, 40 plus age people there. And I fit in just fine. And the lady, she was like, maybe next time you can invite some people more your age. And she was like, you can get along with them. And I was like, trust me, I get along with this group just fine. Right. I'm like, I get along with this group just fine. Oh, I did want to announce, like, too, before I forget, the Rainbow Connection. I am going to be on TV. That's happening too. I'm going to be on TV. It's a TV show called The Rainbow Connection on Comcast. It's channel 17.
Oh, wow.
This coming Saturday
Okay.
at 5:30.
Okay.
So I was doing a yoga demonstration and some spoken word. So
nice.
Y'all are able to catch your girl on television. This is my first time on television. I guess this is just a year first for me. And I'm just so
make sure you post that in these comments so that we can remember that date, time, and channel.
Yes, I most definitely will. I'm about to go back and look at this again because I'm just so proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. I am proud of you too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, love. I look forward to seeing the huge, amazing things that are going to happen in your life. So stay true to your path and you're going to blow your own mind.
Yes, I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you so much again for having me. Peace and love, beautiful lady.
Ma'am. Have a wonderful night, love.
Thank you. You do the same.
So, guys, again, you know me. I love energy. I really, really do. And especially I love it when it's coming from our young people, A lot of people are so quick to say that, we're in trouble for the people who are younger than us and growing up in this day and age. That's not always true. She just admitted it. You choose to have the mindset that you have. So we have to make sure that we offer support and provide a platform for those people, young and old, who are doing things to keep love recycled and sharing love and giving love and even pointing the way to love. So again, I applaud you so much on the work that you're doing. Keep it up. I'll be supporting you. Can't wait to see you on TV doing your own thing very, very soon. Guys, have a wonderful week. Peace, love, and free flowing energy to you all.